Commanders fans, Wizards fans, NBA fans, sports fans. This is the craziest trade I've ever seen, probably in all of sports. Like, my kids upstairs being loud. It's 6:40 in the morning. But I couldn't go back to sleep when I saw the trade. I mean, the trade was announced by Shams. Like, everybody was like, "Is this an account being hacked?" He announced it at 12:12, basically midnight Eastern time. And I was asleep. I was knocked out. I woke up at like 4 a.m., 4:30, something like that, and I saw Luka was traded. And I couldn't believe it. I had to just keep scrolling and looking and seeing like what really happened. And I'm just like, traded to the Lakers of all teams. For the fact that he was even that he's been traded is insane. I really think it's a desperate move by the NBA. I think Adam Silver has really. This is the last desperation move to get the ratings back up. They know the ratings are down, the ratings are bad. Like, Adam Silver was talking about 10-minute quarters or something like that. Like, just contemplating over it. The fact that he's even contemplating and bringing that up is just insane. But that's the only. There's no logical basketball reason. And now they're doing a smear campaign on Luka, saying he was pushing 270 pounds, which he probably was, but it doesn't matter. He could be as big as Escalade. Rest in peace, Escalade. And Luka would still put up 30 on your head. And 8 assists and 10 boards, and average near a triple-double in the league. It doesn't matter how big he is. He could be 300 pounds and still do what he does, honestly. That's how good he is. Really, probably like 280. But, and he just went to the NBA Finals last year. They're trying to say the Supermax contract. Like, you pay a player like that, you pay what you need to pay him, in my opinion. Like, a player like that, he's one of the few players in the league that deserves a Supermax contract. That literally deserves a Supermax contract. Went to the conference finals. Has been to the finals. Look at the rosters he's been with that have gone to the conference finals as well. Not top tier, top big three type rosters. It hasn't been that kind of way. And he's still taking a seat. Look what he did to the Suns. Broke their will in Game 7 in the conference finals. Broke their will in the playoffs. Was that the conference finals or the second round? I think that was the second round to go to the conference finals, I believe. But you look at that Game 7, what he did to Devin Booker, and what he did to Chris Paul and all those guys in Phoenix. Yeah, they ended up losing to the Warriors that year in the Western Conference Finals. But stuff like that, where he was unstoppable, they could not guard him. Yes, he's a terrible defender, all that. Like, matador defense, turnstile on defense. But what he does on the court in LA, like the city, like, he is that franchise. He is that franchise. Like, I don't like the Mavericks fans like that, but the fact that they're going to lose a franchise player and get Anthony Davis, street clothes Anthony, and I like Anthony Davis too, but he's not reliable at all. Like, to trade for Luka Doncic to that team who's not reliable, who's probably not going to be there long either. And Tim McMahon tried to explain it too. He said he believes in defense wins championships. And he says, I believe that we're getting all defensive center and all NBA player with a defensive mindset that gives us a better chance. Somebody that cannot stay on the floor, that's what you're trading for? And Anthony Davis? Like, that's insane. You get 1 first-round pick, Maxi Kleber to the Lakers and Markieff Morris. Like, there's always, the NBA is always trying to find ways to help out LeBron James and the Lakers. Like, always, they always have to find a way to make them relevant. Always. Just insane. So Luka and LeBron, it's an odd fit because they both went to basketball all the time at all times. But they still got better. For sure. Like, they won the trade by far. You look at everybody's like, Devin Booker and KD reacted to the trade. They can't believe it on the bench. Everybody said they think Shams' account got hacked. Like, everybody's tweeting about the trade. Like, I see some funny jokes. They acting like Luka is Dave Blunt's, like he's 300 pounds, 600 pound life. Like, it's just crazy. So LeBron was at dinner when he heard about the trade, allegedly. He probably knew about the trade. Like, nothing goes by LeBron without him knowing, for one. He said he was at dinner. He just learned about the trade. He didn't know about the trade. That's something that I can't believe. Like, him and Jeannie Buss. Like, you saw last year the video with him and Jeannie Buss, like, kind of joking around and hugging each other on National Women's Day. Like, there's no way he didn't know about the trade before it happened. There's no way he didn't have an idea. But for this to happen is insane. I'm still speechless about it. I really am. I'm speechless. And I don't want to get into conspiracy theories. I just think David Stern would have vetoed the trade, in my opinion. I don't think there's a way that he would allow this to happen. I just don't see it. Mark Cuban's gone. He's not the owner anymore. I don't think Mark Cuban would have let this happen. There's a lot of people who were in the NBA involved in the past that I just don't believe would allow something like this to happen. I just think it's really insane. So We'll see what LeBron and the Lakers do. We'll see if they do make a run in the playoffs. Like, I still don't think they're gonna make the finals or anything like that. They possibly could, but yeah, this is the craziest trade I've ever seen in my life. Kyrie, who's been able to stay healthy the last couple seasons for sure, but still, like, Kyrie. So the starting five is Kyrie, Klay Thompson, PJ Washington, Anthony Davis, Daniel Gafford. They still got Derek Lively, so they got a couple bigs on the floor too. The Lakers are gonna make a trade too. And then there was a report saying that LeBron may get traded to the Warriors. I don't see the point of that. He might as well stay on the Lakers right now. He might as well stay on the Lakers. So if that happens, if he goes to the Warriors and plays with his best buddy Draymond Green and plays with Steph Curry, that would be a team, like a kind of super team a little bit. Not really, because Draymond he's not that guy anymore. And they don't have Klay anymore. Klay's on the Warriors now. So it's Kyrie, Klay, PJ Washington, Anthony Davis, and Daniel Gafford. That's really not a championship team in my opinion. And then you got LeBron, Luka. They don't have a big. They got Jackson Hayes as their starting big, but they're gonna trade. They're gonna trade for somebody. They're probably gonna trade for Giannis Valanciunas from the Wizards, who's my team, as you guys already know. That's the deal I think they're gonna make. So they're gonna have, like, I'm trying to look at the Lakers roster right now. Anyway, Rui. Bronny doesn't play much. He's starting to actually play a little bit, but he doesn't play much yet. I'm just looking at the roster. The fact that ESPN already updated Luka's on the roster is just insane. It's so crazy to say. Trey Jamison is playing big minutes for them now, which is insane. Dalton Connect comes off the bench. Markieff Morris. Austin Reeves is their starting point guard, really. Gabe Vincent. Christian Wood is still on the roster some way, somehow. I think he's, out for the season. Cam Reddish barely plays. So, yeah, it's just another way to help out LeBron James before he goes out. Before he leaves the league, this gives him a chance to be relevant and make a playoff run, So the NBA, it's the Thunder. The Thunder are the best team in the West right now, but you can see them losing and being upset. The Rockets are number 2, the Lakers are number 5, the Nuggets are number 4 in the standings. They've been pretty inconsistent this season. They've been a terrible defensive team, and the Grizzlies you can't trust because you don't know if Ja's going to be there or not in the playoffs. So that's the thing right there. So yeah, I mean, you can make an argument. The Lakers with Luka, anything can happen with Luka and LeBron. Anything can happen, man. Anything can happen. But this trade it doesn't make any sense for the Mavericks. It doesn't. They're like, AD's not gonna be there long. Kyrie's not gonna be there much longer, in my opinion. They're just not staples of a franchise. They're just not. They're number 2 guys. They're not number 1 guys on a franchise. They're guys that you want to pair with a Luka Doncic or next to a LeBron James. And that's the team that you got. Like, they're a decent team, but yeah, those guys are not going to be there long. They're not going to be there long for sure. I want to see if there's any other information that I found or saw that is relevant to the team. But Kevin O'Connor back in 2024, he said the Lakers had their sight set on Luka Doncic for the future. And that was on August 24, 2024. Nobody believed him at the time. I mean, of course, you can have your sight set on anybody. You can have your sights set on Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Victor Wembanyama, but that doesn't mean you're going to get them. The fact that they actually got them is pretty insane. It's pretty darn insane. And the fact that Tim McMahon said he believes defense wins championships when you got a guy that is, I think Luka's the better player and is not as impactful to a franchise as Luka Doncic is just, he's the worst GM of all time. He deserves to be fired. He needs to be fired within the next 2 years. He needs to be fired. Like, Mavericks fans, they need to go outside the stadium and protest. Like, seriously, they need to protest this trade. There's nothing you can do, but still, just as a fan base, I would protest this trade. I really would. I would protest this trade. I remember when the Mavs traded Harrison Barnes, they tapped him on the shoulder and said he was traded. It's so hilarious. Like, CJ McCollum, like, this shows that anybody can get traded in the league, and it was like, nobody's trading for you, CJ McCollum. But yeah, NBA, they needed to step in and do something, and that's what they did. And we'll see if the ratings go up. But I will be watching. I'll watch the games anyway. It doesn't matter. But we'll see what happens. But you guys, let me know what you guys think. I think the Mavericks get an F. I think the Lakers get like a B plus A, because you just got a better player. You got a better player, Luka Doncic. And when LeBron retires, if Luka decides to stay in LA, then you have a guy that's going to put butts in seats. He's going to get butts in seats and fill up stadiums for sure. So the Lakers win this trade, and the Lakers get saved again. The franchise gets saved from being irrelevant and having to start over and actually build through the draft instead of just trading and signing players like they always do. But, it's the NBA for you guys. As always, hail to Commanders, hail to the Wizards, hail to the, Hell to sports right now. Hell to Commanders and hell to the Wizards as always. All right, you guys. Peace.